Alright, boys, so trade recap. It's time for the trade recap of the day. So, pretty much gonna be these were the trades I took. I'm pretty much gonna be walking over the trades that I took. So, let's go to trading view. So, coming into the morning, I had a neutral bias. Right, we were right here, and this line is a 4-hour intermediate term low to the left, but it doesn't really matter. So we took out these lows. We had swept major sell side liquidity on ES, and we swept major sell side liquidity on ES, and I wanted to see us rebalancing higher. So we open up this 5-minute gap here, and we open up this 5-minute, and then I was looking to take continuation longs from here. It was also discounted the range, and we had an unfilled hourly above. So market open, we pretty much just dumped, did not get any entry. We just took out these lows, and then we opened up a 5-minute, and I didn't want a continuation short from here because we had an unfilled hourly above, and this wasn't really sponsored by that big of a manipulation. And so we then went a little higher, and then we got this dead candle, 1 minute inverse both this gap and this gap. It was a pretty decent short, I think, looking back in hindsight. When you get this, you can just put your stop like at the middle of the body. You usually shouldn't go back there, and you should remain heavy, and you could just target a higher RR in those situations. And yeah, price just ended up going down. 10 a.m. opens, we put in this data low. Data low, it's also a rejection block. I looked at this as a rejection block here. And where is it? Rejection block. So put in a rejection block there, and then yeah, so we then ended up going to another 5-minute, which also wasn't sponsored, so I didn't want to take continuation shorts, and I wanted a 5-minute to open up, which didn't happen, and we pretty much just started like kind of chopping. And the first trade I took was I looked at all these lows, and we had these low, which was relative equal with this one down here. So we tapped into this gap, went lower. Now we open up this 1-minute gap, and once we took out that little low there, okay, so we took out this small short-term low. We were delivering from OTE of the range. If you put the fib here, we can see that we tapped a 79% extension. So, and we got a good momentum candle back to the upside. So I took a position long here, and I was gonna go break even at this high, at this intermediate term high, and I was targeting these relative equal highs, which was also an unfilled mini gap. So what happened? I pretty much just got stopped out on that, got edged by a little there, and then rejection block kind of saved me there, but then I ultimately got stopped out, and we took out the data low. So now we kind of like had this new rejection block here. Oh, it's already marked. So yeah, we got that, and then I was looking to take this 1 minute, but it didn't trigger. So what I then did was, once we got the resweep of the low, and then I think we also put in no, we didn't. So yeah, we got the resweep of the low. Yes, took out all of these lows to the left, and what I did was I took a 30-second here. Alright, so I took this 30-second long. Right here, I went long right here, and I was targeting the unfilled 30-minute gap above. It's too much drawings, bro. 24 drawings. I think I'm gonna just delete that. Okay, I'm probably just gonna delete everything here. So I took a long right here. We got this 30-second IFG. We reswept these low. Super bullish sweep, good momentum, very deep in discount. A+ setup here, and I was targeting these relative equal highs, right above. Kind of a bigger RR, but it was good. 3.79, and almost played out there though. But yeah, what happened was I entered at, as you guys can see, 463.75. It's a little even it's on the wick of this candle, which is a great entry, and I reversed my position. I click on the reverse button, and I got filled into shorts, and then I had to enter back into this position again, and I got filled at 482, which was all the way up here. Yeah, so which was pretty unfortunate. I probably lost some money on fees and even took a small loss maybe. But yeah, my entry then was here. We also inversed this 1 minute gap here, and then I was targeting these highs, and I just closed early. Where are my executions? Why can you see my executions? Where I sold. Okay, I don't know why we can see where I sold, but I think it was probably somewhere here. So if I look back with all the other drawings, you probably can see it. Let me keep going back. Okay, so yeah, I sold right there at the top. Um, right there, somewhere there. And yeah, I lost about 100 on this. I can maybe see the positions here. I'm gonna delete these. Okay. Positions, closed. Net PNL, yeah, so lost $123 on this long. Then I made, okay, so these technically don't count. Because it's like I accidentally closed my long and open short, so and okay, so I ended up break even on that, but I got filled higher, so I lost some money with that. And then I made 210 on this long, which is good. I made $100 on the day, which is pretty good because this counts as a winning day now, which means that now I only need more 2 winning days to get a payout, which is pretty awesome. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the trade that I took, and I think this was an A plus setup. We were delivering out of this rejection block. But yeah, just unfortunate. And then we got the resweep of the low, 30 second. We were very deep in discount. As you guys can see, the 4 hour, super deep in discount. So we got that 30 second long. It was very good momentum. So I took that IFG there and I closed up here. So pretty good day. Could I have made more? Yeah, probably, but it is what it is. Alright, so took one L here and then took one win, and so I'm happy going into the weekend with the results. So yeah, it's pretty much gonna be it. So yeah, I appreciate you boys, and I'll see you next week. So peace. And that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I closed early because there was an SMC with these highs. So we made an SMC with these highs. That's why I closed early there. Um, which is making us reverse now. So yeah, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.